let me lock the screen real quick. All right. What's goody good, fam? Jason Perez, Central Florida Insurance School, a.k.a. theinsuranceschool.com, a.k.a. neverhuntalone.com. You know why? Because if you want to maintain your license or get into the industry, you need somebody like me, and you might as well come to somebody who speaks your language, right? Throughout this whole course, this informal tone, I'm not just doing this to hook you on the intro, okay? We're going to talk like BFFs the whole way through. BFFs. Wait, where are my tech-savvy locals at? Let me see your hands. Show your hands. Put them down, people. You know I can't see your hands. I only asked about this text messaging thing. I just want to make sure that you can keep up with some of the little stuff like HMU. What does that mean? It means hit me up. It's not like Holland University or hit me up, right? SMH. Shake my head. I know what you're thinking. Duh, Jay, duh. We got all this stuff, right? I'm telling you. CE, I'm here to prepare you. Why? Because we're going to talk about the Chief Financial Officer, CFO. See, I'm starting to hit you with those acronyms, right? Department of Financial Services, DFS. Financial Services Commission, FSC. Dude, these people, besides the Chief Financial, he only goes by CFO, right? But when it comes to the department, we're talking DFS. They call it the Department, Financial Services Commission, FSC, or Commission. Look, don't get it mixed up. We know how it goes, right? If we're talking about the department, we're talking about the DFS. We're talking about the commission. I can promise you no customer service goes on in the commission, right? Think about Batman. I put my spotlight up there in the sky. We walk into Commissioner Gordon's office. Do you expect to get customer service in Commissioner Gordon's office? No. Department of Financial Services. That's where you get the service, all right? So now that we're all caught up on this text messaging thing, I bet you thought when I was like, yo, where's my tech-savvy locals at? You're like, man, what's Jay going to do? Try to send me a conversation with a goat and a eggplant emoji? You wait. All right? So before we jump into the CE thing, I got to go ahead and bring a couple of messages in from some of our sponsors from iFlash for you. Wow! Get your mind out of the gutter, people. This is an insurance class. Insurance flashcards for you. iFlash for you, right? So if you were sitting here and you were reading the correspondence course, I really wouldn't have to put flashcards out there for you, right? Because I got these bright green headlines, and you know, green is one of those tested topics, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, yo, Jay, what's purple for? Purple's the color of royalty, right? So everything the CFO says, royal purple. Orange means, yo, Jay, don't forget to tell them this. You're basically getting a note, a side tangent, something like that, right? Another thing, if you are listening to this, or you're the smart ones, right, who downloaded the PDF for the class, because then it gives you the opportunity to also download the PDF version of the test, right? So if you're listening to me right now, this 4-hour class, if you knew what was good for you, you'd be watching this on 1.25 at least, knocking it down to 3 hours. Yo, DFS, earmuffs. Same amount of content, just because you listen faster didn't mean we cheated, right? Put that bad boy on 1.25, 2 hours. So anyway, if you went ahead and downloaded it, and you got it up on your computer right now, if you're packing a Mac, you hit Command F, right? And then it brings up that little search box. I don't want you to put the exact terms that you're looking for. Put the hashtag in there. Number sign. Come on, boomers. Hashtag is nothing more than the number sign, right? So what we did was, in the correspondence version of it, in front of every single one of the tested topics that the state wanted me to talk to you about, we put a hashtag up like an exponent, but we put it in the front. So if you go ahead and you're going through this class right now, and you want to fly through and find the most relevant key points and topics, I suggest you go right to that control. Oh, sorry. Those are for the normal people because, you know, I'm packing a Mac, but the other side of the coin, don't play. I got my Android as well. But if you're on a regular computer, it's Control F. If you're on a Mac, it's Command F, and we're looking up the hashtag. Now, it's a little bit different because you're not going to be, I'm not giving you any extra information. It's just taking you right to the source. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, let's say, I just want to let you know that the written version of it, you can watch and read simultaneously at iLaw.theinsuranceschool.com. iLaw. What's I stand for? Insurance, right? It also stands for independent. Don't get it twisted. Most of you guys are independent, which is why we're over here on the Never Hunt Alone, because you don't need an agency in order to kill it in this business, right? You just need a couple of strategic partners. I'm here for you. Ooh, ooh. And if you don't know, I got my millennial sitting right over here, right? David. If you're looking for him on Instagram, it's at IamDavid2You. If you want to send him an email, it's at David to you, right? David takes care of all the digital, all the little ins and outs of the class. So if you ever need any help with it, just go ahead and text email David at theinsuranceschool.com, and he can go ahead and send you anything you need on that. Anyway, is that about right, David? You're a digital guy, right? Millennial, but you can't text or email them before like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because you know how they be doing, right? Tech people, they're sitting there all geeking out until 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, let me go to sleep right now. I gotta be up in 3 minutes. Okay. Anyway, I just want to make sure you know that I'm here to make this easy. That's why I tell you about the 1.25. You know, as fast as possible. But with the iFlash for you, the flashcards, we actually listed flashcards. So if you were in correspondence and you're doing the hashtag thing, that's great. But on the flashcards right now, as we're going through the class, the keywords that I'm going to be addressing are actually in order. It's a great way for you to just kind of sit back and act like you're listening to an audible. You're like, oh man, this guy is really killing it. He's killing, I love it. Oh. Authorized. Yeah, you get it. You just swipe back and forth like you're on Tinder or something like that. But enough of the Tinder. Can we go ahead and talk about the fact that this class last year used to be 5 hours of the same law and ethics you learned in pre-licensing? So anybody who says anything you learned in pre-licensing you won't see again, complete nonsense, because here I am again telling you about all the things that you had in pre-licensing. But this class is supposed to give you updates, right? Well, here's your update. 5 hours is now 4. 4 hours. Fee, fi, fo. You do know that this class right here is the only one that's actually required. So let's do a little quick housekeeping. I got to touch this a little bit later on in the game, but I just want to make sure you guys are all in the right spot, right? Because this is the 4-hour law and ethics course for life and annuities. Now, I had to say life and annuities because in a couple of minutes I'm going to go ahead and do that line again. I'm saying this is the 4-hour course for health. Why? There's no difference on it. It's the same class, but you ain't hear that from me. Anyway, let's just say, let's get complicated right out the gates, right? Because we're talking about CE, so let's just do a quick housekeeping. If you just got licensed, how many hours of CE do you need to do? 24, right? How many of those hours must be on this course? The 4-hour required law and ethics for life and annuity. 4 hours. The other 20 hours for you rookies, you could do it in whatever you want. As long as the class is authorized and it pertains to your scope, you can go ahead and, just pick the correspondence course topics that are that you're interested in, okay? Electives. Now, if you've been licensed for at least 6 years, that means you've been licensed for 3 compliance periods. How long is a compliance period? 24 months. Every 24 months, we got to do this. So what did I just finish telling you? You just finished pre-licensing? Yep, every 24 months, I'm going to go ahead and go back over law and ethics in pre-licensing. Don't get mad at me, man. I didn't pick this class. I swear to you, everything that I'm discussing in this class comes directly from the state. Line by line. I have to actually be like, yes, you told me to look up this statute. Here's this statute. I put it this way. I know I threw a couple of wisecracks in there. I'm sorry, but the law says that I don't have to be boring. Done. Send. That's really how that went down. But let's just say So we were just talking, right? If you've been licensed for 3 compliance periods, a compliance period is what? 24 months. You get a discount. Hooray! Shh. What they're basically saying is, congratulations, Jay. You've now been licensed, going on your 4th compliance period. We're going to give you a discount. 4-hour discount. Now, don't get it twisted. It's just a coincidence. We get a 4-hour discount and we have this 4-hour law and ethics. I can't be like, oh, can I use my discount on the law and ethics? No. All it means is that I still got to do my 4 hours of law and ethics. It's just in total, I only have to do 20 hours of total CE. 4 of those hours must be in this course. Now, what if you had licenses in other states? You're a resident licensee here in Florida, but you got a license in, let's just say, Texas. You don't have to do CE in Texas. Texas is what we would call a reciprocal state, meaning that they acknowledge the fact that Florida is on point. You got education providers like me teaching you guys everything under the sun, the moon, and the stars, right? You're like, oh man, you guys came through Jay over there in Florida doing your CE there, no problem. We assume that that's going to be good. We assume you know what you're doing. Same thing for those agents. If you have an agent in Texas that wants to be a non-licensed producer here in the state of Florida, she doesn't have to do CE with me. They do it in Texas and it's good enough. That's called a reciprocal state. If you were in the correspondence course, it's green. Look at that, me already dropping mad knowledge right out the gates. So what I want to do now is, I'm about to go in and open this up because I'm going to dive into some press releases and violations and all those things. But before I do that, I guess I just started talking about laws right out the gate. I mean, I've only been here for 11 minutes and 53 seconds, and I'm already talking about reciprocal states. Well, let's do a little housekeeping, because I remember when I was first getting into this course and I was sitting there and someone's like, we had to look up the insurance code. I swear to you, I'm a marketing guy, all right? I had no idea that the word code was another name for law. I don't want you to have my trauma. So what we're going to do is let's start talking about the insurance code. All right, stop that there. That's 12 minutes and 33 seconds.